Hello, I'm Mark Rohr. I'm the president and CEO of Rohr Aesthetics. Rohr Aesthetics is a medical device company based in Birmingham, Alabama, and we manufacture aesthetic lasers, IPL systems, RF microneedling systems, and body contouring systems. Dear Doctor is a new video series that features the Rohr Aesthetics products. Today, we're going to be discussing the pico laser with Dr. Filiberto Cedeno-Laurent. Dr. Laurent is a Harvard-trained dermatologist practicing in Sugar Land, Texas, and Katy, Texas. He's won numerous awards, both national and international, and his research and work has been presented at numerous conferences around the world. He's a member of the American Academy of Dermatology, the American Society for Dermatological Surgery, and the American Society for Laser Medicine and Surgery. Dr. Laurent, welcome to Dear Doctor.
Thank you, Mark. It's my pleasure.
And again, I want to thank you for taking the time to discuss the pico laser. But before we start talking about the pico laser, I know Texas and especially Houston has been hit pretty hard with the COVID virus. Before we start talking about the laser, I'd really like to know about how you and your family are doing.
Everyone's doing great. Thank God, business is thriving. People, have taken this seriously with more responsibility. When we saw the cases spiking, I think we took the appropriate measures. At least the medical community is taking the responsibility, and people are now more cautious about what they do. They're wearing masks. So everything's getting better. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Mark.
Okay, are both your practices open?
They are. And we have a combined dermatology and plastic surgery in both locations, and both are open.
Okay, and as far as your aesthetic procedures, since March, would you say they've grown or stayed the same, or are you seeing how's business right now?
Business has stayed the same pretty much. Our community is very resilient. We had, major hurricane back in 2017. And our community responded very well. Same situation now during COVID. People continue to get their aesthetic treatments done. And, I have a large medical dermatology practice as well.
Yes, and I've been to your office in Katy, Texas, and what a beautiful place it is. And for the most part, I see Rohr Aesthetic equipment at your office, but I do occasionally see some of our competitors' devices. When you were looking for a pico laser, what made you decide, would you tell me what pico lasers you were considering and what made you decide to buy the Rohr pico laser?
Yeah, so, since the introduction of picosecond technology, and especially the diffractive lens, the fractional use of picosecond energy as a no downtime rejuvenation and treatment for pigmented lesions, I was looking into buying, the PicoSure, the Pico Way, pretty much those two I was interested in getting my hands on. But obviously the price tag was a little bit too high, especially, because we're expanding and, we have already numerous devices, and I wasn't sure I was able to be able to acquire such a pricey type of laser.
All right, and our pico laser is priced under $60,000, the most affordable one on the marketplace. But I'm going to ask you this: with capital equipment, you really don't know what you got until you got it. As far as how it performs and the results, can you just kind of tell me your expectation? Has the pico laser met your expectations?
Oh, it has surpassed my expectations. So it's really easy to use, extremely reliable. You can customize the treatments very well. As you know, in my practices, we see a lot of patients with ethnic skin. Mm-hmm. So for me, it is important to have a reliable laser, especially when dealing with skin of color. And the pico laser has been amazing because I can customize treatments for all of my patients without causing any harm. Right. And yeah, it has exceeded my expectations by far. It's been paid off for many, many months already. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you were talking about skin types. What all skin types do you treat with it?
1 through 6.
Okay.
Without a hesitation. Obviously, on my patients with phototypes 5 and 6, I limit myself to the 1064 wavelength. But for my patients with phototypes 1 through 4, I use a fair amount of the 532 pico.
And I'm going to ask you this: how often does your system get used? Is it used once a week, twice a week, once every other week? You know, three times a month?
Every single day. Yeah, we're fortunate to treat many skin conditions. So for patients who would like scar improvement and they don't like the texture and the color, we use a lot of fractional 1064 and fractional 532 to improve scars. We use a lot of 532 pico for lentiginous, freckles, lentigos, and then I use a lot of my 1064, both the solid piece and the fractional for melasma.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very versatile laser. On top of that, you know, I treat a fair amount of tattoos, and you can treat the whole gamut of colors with your device.
Right. Awesome. That's so glad to hear all this. Now, a lot of times when I'm talking to a doctor, they'll ask me about, you know, our power, and when I tell them our unit plugs into a 110 outlet, they kind of take a second look and say, you know, are we going to be able to get enough power out of the device with it plugging into just a standard wall outlet? So I'm going to ask you, do you think the power the pico laser provides is underpowered, just enough power, or more power than you'll ever need?
Oh, it is. The power is amazing. I have never had an issue with power. So you have the choice from a 10 millimeter spot size down to a 2 millimeter spot size. So maximizing the energy, I think I've never done it, right?
Right.
But it's super powerful, and you have that turbo mode, which is phenomenal.
Right. Okay. Now, efficacy. Would you say that you and your patients are underwhelmed with the results? The results are exactly what you expected, or your patients leave and you as well are excited about the results that you see with the pico laser?
They are extremely satisfied. Obviously, you know, as a provider, you always try to set expectations. It's not magic, okay? And it may take a few treatment sessions for them to get where they want to get. And as long as you talk to them up front that this is going to be a process and it's going to take many sessions for them to see their tattoo gone, that, you know, has helped me a lot. But in terms of delivering results, patients see a reduction in pigment strength of their tattoos after session 1, which is, you know, something that I think is consistent across the board with picosecond technology.
Well, and it is, and that's the nice thing about picosecond technology is instead of breaking the ink up into pebbles, we break the ink up into sand particles, so the body can evacuate it much easier and quicker. And with our pico laser, having a 450 picosecond, which is the shortest pulse duration in the industry, we can break the ink up really well and definitely cut down the number of sessions required to remove tattoos or pigmented lesions. I'm going to ask you another question, and this doesn't just pertain to the pico laser, but you also have our Spectrum and our Phoenix CO2 lasers. How reliable have these units been? And as far as service, when you have had a problem, how did Roar Aesthetics respond?
Yeah, every single piece of equipment that I've acquired from Roar Aesthetics has given me the most pleasant and extremely reliable performance. And, you know, I want to say it's probably twice that I've had to call you for technical support, but your technical support is just the greatest in industry. And, you know, I have a lot of equipment. For me, you know, being able to get a hold of somebody instantaneously and being able to do FaceTime pretty much real time as as I look for guidance, without slowing my clinic or without having, to take time off from doing my treatments is phenomenal. You guys, have delivered pieces overnight. You guys have sent me technicians overnight, which is amazing. I
Well,
thank you for that.
no, thank you. All you got in life is your reputation, and my name's on these lasers. So I want to give you the best possible service that I can. I always tell our customers, you're going to love our products. You're going to love the way we take care of you after the sale even more. There's a running joke: how do you get rid of a laser sales rep? And the standard answer is, you buy a laser, you never hear from them again. That's not the Roar philosophy, and that's not what we're about. And you just attested to that. So thank you.
No,
Uh,
thank you.
Okay, as far as a return on investment goes, we priced the laser at $60,000. How long did it take you to realize your return on investment?
I want to say probably a couple of months. Yeah, if you are established, or even if you're starting a practice, your multi-laser platforms are extremely valuable. The fact that you can integrate multiple different wavelengths and multiple different treatment options in a single platform without having to pay for consumables is phenomenal. So
Right.
yeah, it's very easy to get your money back and make money out of an equipment that is easy to operate. You can train your physician extenders in the office because they are so easy to manage that you can make a lot of revenue out of them.
Well, that's the one thing we tried to limit our, you talked about consumables. We pride ourselves on providing affordable technology so you can realize return on investment on a short period of time. And we try to limit our consumables because we want you to be able to make that money and not have to spend it, on consumables and disposables. So those are two things we pride ourselves on. And I'm going to ask you this question. Would you recommend the Pico laser to your colleagues? And if so, why?
I do it all the time. I think they're extremely reliable, cost effective, no consumables. Your customer service is pristine, top of the industry. And I know you guys, come up with like new devices and new protocols, and you're always there to let me know when something's new or something has changed. And that is not the case with many of the other companies in aesthetics.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask you this last question. What did Roar Aesthetics pay you for this interview? Did we pay you anything for this interview?
Oh, not a single dime. It's always my pleasure to help you out as you've helped me grow my clinic in multiple different ways. And you're always there to support me. So you deserve more than my time. It's me who is very appreciative of what you've done for me, Mark.
Well, Dr. Laurent, I appreciate your time. I'm not going to take any more of it tonight. Go home and enjoy your family, and thank you for agreeing to do this presentation for Dear Doctor.
Thank you, Mark. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.